Hello everyone, and welcome to my BNB official 24 YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel and thumbs up. Hope rushes to the hospital as Liam and Luna fight for their lives during surgery. At the beach home, Finn informs Steffi that Liam has a faint pulse. He glances at Luna, who lies in a pool of blood. Finn administers pressure on Liam's wound, and Sheila calls him a nice guy. Steffi snaps. "A nice guy your granddaughter tried to kill." Sheila glances at Luna and says, "What have you done?" as the paramedics arrive outside. The paramedics work on Liam and Luna, while Miss Dillon, who has been freed, weeps and apologizes. Steffi tells the cop that Luna enticed her there, but she can't concentrate on that right now. Liam begins to stabilize, but Finn reminds them that they won't know what's going on until they arrive at the hospital. The officer inquires about the girl. Finn claims she has a bullet wound in her chest and continues to work on Liam. Liam, Finn, bed, and breakfast. After Liam is put onto a stretcher, the police attempts to ask Steffi more questions about Luna. She recognizes the rifle she used and informs him that Liam saved her life. Finn and Steffi decide to ride in the ambulance with Liam. Hope concerned about Liam. Hope informs Carter that she believes Liam is finally ready to tell his father and brothers about his diagnosis. Carter cannot understand what it is like for a parent to lose a child. Hope describes it as the most excruciating anguish conceivable. Carter apologizes, recalling that she previously believed Beth had perished. Hope is relieved that Steffi informed her of Liam's malignancy and that she now has the opportunity to care for him. She hopes Bill, Will, and Wyatt will also have the opportunity, but Liam must be the one to inform them, although the clock is ticking. It's impossible to predict what will happen from day to day. Carter and Hope talk about Liam's tumor and whether there is a therapy. Hope says it's about improving his quality of life. He wants to make memories without being too unwell and fatigued to do so. Carter tells her that he takes his role as Beth's stepfather very seriously, but he also wants them to spend as much time as possible with Liam. Carter, Hope, bed, and breakfast. Hope could never have imagined losing Liam to a malignancy like this. Carter complains that he's a wonderful guy who doesn't deserve this. Hope agrees that he is selfless. Carter worries if Bill will regret not enjoying it more. Hope claims they have different concepts of strength. Liam has passed on his gift to their daughter. Carter claims Beth has two strong, great parents. Hope encourages her to keep her memories of Liam close at heart. Saying farewell will be difficult for her, and she is unwilling to consider it. It could be closer than either of them realize. Hope believes she took it for granted that Liam will always be around and a part of their family. Time is running out for him way too quickly. Liam and Luna fight for their lives. Liam is taken into the hospital, where Grace learns he has many gunshot wounds. Luna is wheeled in, followed by Sheila, who is stable. Steffi is in agony, and Finn informs her that Liam must go to the operating room. He will do anything to save him. He flees, and the cops approach Steffi again to quiz her about Luna's trap. They inquire about the others' involvement. Steffi recounts how Sheila is linked to Luna and how she attempted to take the gun from her and was shot. Lee appears, and Steffi informs her that Liam was shot by Luna, resulting in a large amount of blood. Lee B&B. Finn reappears as Steffi begins to tell Lee the story. Steffi informs Finn that if Luna survives but Liam does not, she does not know what she would do. An alarm goes off, and Luna is carried into emergency surgery. Sheila calls Finn over to inquire about Luna. Grace wants to look after Liam, but Finn does not want to wait. He rejoins Liam and takes him to surgery, and Steffi kisses his head as they leave. Steffi, Liam, bed, and breakfast. Grace works on Sheila in the operating room while asking for information on Liam's condition. Sheila cannot stop thinking about her granddaughter. Grace understands. She has experienced her fair share of family drama. They put Sheila under and begin operations. In the other, Bridget and Lee work on Luna, looking for the bullet. They see it, and Lee believes they will have to leave it in. She will not let her bleed out. I refuse to let my niece die this way. Bridget, Lee, bed and breakfast. Steffi sits in the waiting room, and the cop warns her it will take more than a bullet to separate Liam from his 2 little daughters. Steffi laments that if it weren't for him, she'd be on the operating table. I owe him my life. She asks a nurse to let her into the surgery room. She is told she can view from the observation glass. Finn encourages Liam to be patient in the operating room. We're going to get you through this. He glances up as Steffi enters the observation room and peers out the window. Finn proceeds with the surgery while Steffi dials a number from her phone. At Forrester, Hope answers Steffi's phone call. She discovers that Liam is in the hospital. He has been shot by Luna. You need to be here as quickly as possible. Hope disconnects, informing Carter that Liam has been shot and that they must leave immediately. Hope, Carter, bed and breakfast. Grace puts in stitches in Sheila's operating room and announces that she is almost finished. She finds that Luna is still in surgery and there is no word on Liam. Although Sheila's wounds were not life-threatening, her granddaughter and Liam's were. More. Ashley Jones says goodbye. As an alert sounds in the other oar, Liam's numbers begin to decrease. Finn yells commands at Steffi, who pleads, "Oh God, Liam. Oh, Liam, you should fight. Kelly needs more time with you." We all do. Steffi, bed and breakfast. In Luna's surgery, Lee wishes Bridget luck. Bridget hopes Luna will continue to stabilize. Lee regrets her poor relationship with her mother. She will tell Penelope. Suddenly, there is a bleeder, and one of the nurses says, "We're losing her." Lee screams, "Luna! Luna!" Is Liam down and out? Is Scott Clifton truly leaving the bold and the beautiful? Editors independently choose all of the products and services displayed. However, Soaps.com may earn a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the merchant may obtain certain auditable data for financial reporting. Not only was Liam diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor on the bold and the beautiful, but he was also shot in the chest while attempting to defend Steffi from Luna in the July 8th episode. He recovered enough power to stand up and defeat Luna, but then fell and appeared to vanish into the light. So, is Scott Clifton actually quitting the bold and the beautiful? We're guessing that the answer is no. In April, the 3-time Emmy winner admitted that he had no idea how the tale will end. But all the indicators point to Liam not being the character who fails to make it through the week. For starters, the actor is an all-star capable of handling both tragic and humorous material. Then there's the fact that Liam's condition has reintroduced not only Steffi, but also his other ex, Hope. In other words, the stage is set for another triangle. But wait, there's more. There's also the fact that Liam's father has requested to see him at the end of the week. If Liam didn't make it, Bill would most likely demand to see the body rather than the person, correct? Grace has also been pressing hard for Liam to undergo her dangerous treatment. That sounds like either a miracle cure or a fraud. However, it implies that there is more to the patient's story. Furthermore, Luna appears to be significantly more likely to perish than Liam. She has squandered every second chance she has ever had. It's unclear whether Lisa Yamada's character will remain deceased. She is, after all, the granddaughter of the invincible Sheila Carter. The shocking results of Liam and Luna's surgery reveal who lives and who dies. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, July 9th, state that Liam Spencer and Luna Nozoa are in for some surgery shockers after Bridget Forrester, Grace Buckingham, and Lee Finnegan confront some difficult hospital assignments. For Begin, the beach house will be even more chaotic now that Sheila Sharp, Liam, and Luna have all been shot. Steffi Forrester will be concerned that Liam is already dead, but John Finnegan will detect a weak pulse and use a rag to assist control the bleeding. Regardless, the entire thing will be a carnage on the floor. B&B will focus on the blood gushing everywhere, emphasizing the horror of the scenario. After Sheila praises Liam's bravery and declares him a decent man, Steffi will reveal that he is the man Sheila's granddaughter attempted to kill. Of course, Luna is Finn's child as well as Sheila's grandchild, but Steffi is unlikely to consider that just now. Sheila, on the other hand, will look over at the injured Luna and wonder how she got so out of control. Sheila will ask Luna what she has done, but Luna will be unable to hear her because she is unconscious. Once the paramedics arrive, all 3 victims will be sent to the hospital for emergency treatment. Sheila's injuries is minor, as she was only shot in the foot. Although it appears Sheila will lose another toe because to Luna, Deacon Sharp should be happy to know she is fine. The same cannot be true for Liam and Luna, as both will be fighting for their lives. Bridget, Lee, and Grace will all be part of critical operational teams in Wednesday's episode. Unfortunately, there will be some issues in the ore, resulting in some frightening moments. Although Liam will survive the treatment, he will eventually become comatose. Over with Luna. She appears to be about to die, undergoing her own surgery. Some deceit should occur, given that Luna will still be aired in September 2025. We won't be surprised if Lee is behind Luna's fabricated death while keeping everyone else, including Finn, in the dark. On another note, Carter Walton will make a passionate promise to Hope Logan about his impending stepfather status. Carter will want Liam to be Beth Spencer's father for as long as possible, but he will be willing to take on further fatherly responsibilities once Liam dies. Fortunately, Liam will survive this shooting incident and will most likely receive a rewrite that reverses his tumor diagnosis very soon. All signs point to it, given Grace's unusual behavior lately, and we'll keep you updated as her falsehoods come to light. At the beach house, there was nothing but blood, screams, and bewilderment. Finn sank to his knees beside Liam, his voice shaking as he checked his pulse, which was barely present yet sufficient. "There is a faint pulse," he yelled, and the air was electrified by a fleeting flash of optimism. Steffi stood frozen, her gaze flickering between Liam's pale, still figure and Luna's lifeless body, sprawled in the blood-soaked sand a few feet away. "Liam!" she shouted, dropping to her knees and grasping his hand, her heart pumping in time with the mayhem unfolding around her. Finn reached down and applied pressure to Liam's chest wound, the fabric of his shirt soaking through as red spilled beneath his fingertips. Sheila, her foot injured, hobbled towards the horrific scene, her face pale as ash. She glanced at her granddaughter, who was asleep in a pool of blood, and said, more to herself than anyone else, "What did you do?" Her voice was broken, confused, and scared. Steffi yelled, her wrath hardly contained, "A good man! Your granddaughter just attempted to assassinate him." The sound of sirens cut through the dense tension, and the paramedics rushed in just as Miss Dillon, suddenly free of Luna's violent binge, burst into tears, apologizing for her role in whatever had brought them here. She couldn't stop crying, overwhelmed by the enormity of what Luna had done. A police officer attempted to question Steffi, but she barely heard him, her gaze fixed on Liam and Luna as medics worked feverishly. She informed the officer that Luna had brought her here, but she couldn't think of any motives just now. All that mattered was the devastation left behind. "Focus on saving them," she said quietly. One physician said, "We've got pressure on the chest wound," while another replied, "We'll stabilize in the rig, let's move." Finn delivered directions while remained kneeling alongside Liam. "He's weak, but hanging on," he told Steffi as they lifted Liam onto the stretcher. "But we won't know anything until we get to the hospital." Luna's vital signs were dropping, and Finn swiftly assessed her bullet wound. A chest wound, thorough and thorough. "Shallow pulse," he said, turning to the paramedics. "We have to keep her alive until we get there." Steffi pointed out the revolver on the ground, informing the officer that it was Luna's firearm and that Liam had saved her life. She gazed down at Liam again. "He jumped in front of me," she said quietly, as if attempting to digest it aloud. Finn called with haste. "I'm going with Liam," Steffi announced without hesitation, "so am I." Meanwhile, at Forrester Creations, Hope Logan stood in the design office, blissfully ignorant of the catastrophe unfolding. She spoke with Carter Walton about Liam's tumor and the arrangements he may soon make to inform his family. Hope's eyes were filled with worry, and her hands trembled slightly. He wants to tell Bill, Wyatt, Will, but he wants to do it his way. She blinked quickly, keeping back tears. Carter nodded compassionately. I cannot imagine losing a child. That kind of pain doesn't go away. Hope gripped her chest, reliving the misery she felt when she thought Beth had died. It stays with you. Every heartbeat repeats it. Carter gave her a kind glance. You've gone through so much. But today, with Liam, you can be there. He needs you. Hope nodded, her voice shaking. He is now focused on quality of life, making memories while he can. He doesn't want to be known for being unwell. Carter promised her that, as Beth's stepfather, he would be present when the time came. But I want Beth to have Liam for as long as possible. Hope averted her gaze, her voice lowering to a whisper. I figured he'd be there for every school performance and first heartbreak. I took it for granted. She hesitated. Time is running out. Back at the hospital, commotion ensued as the emergency room doors flew open. Grace Buckingham was on shift and went to the trauma bay when Liam was taken in, bleeding and unresponsive. A gunshot wound to the chest. The medic cried out, rapid vitals decline. Another gurney followed. Luna, hardly breathing, with a medic yelling, We're losing her! Sheila limped in behind them, accompanied by an officer, and her foot immediately bandaged. Steffi rushed alongside Liam's gurney, and Finn approached her, placing a hand on her arm. We're transporting him to the OR right now. I'll do everything I can. Steffi nodded, holding back tears. Please save him, Finn. The officer tried to question her again. What caused this? He asked. Steffi attempted to concentrate. Luna laid a trap. Sheila was involved and attempted to stop her. The pistol went off. Liam took the bullet for me. There was so much blood. Lee Finnegan appeared and ran up to Steffi. Where is Finn? Steffi flung her arms around her. Liam is in surgery. Luna too. She shot him. I believed he was gone. Lee's expression turned icy. Did she shoot Liam? Steffi nodded. If he dies and she survives, I'm not sure what I'll do. Finn scrubbed in while Grace prepared Liam for surgery. Steffi hovered at the door, pleading to be let in, but the nurse informed her she could watch from the window. She watched, pallid and shaking, as Finn started the procedure. At the same time, Bridget Forrester and Lee were scrubbed into Luna's operating room, searching for the bullet. There, Bridget replied, pointing at the display. But if we go after it, we risk her bleeding out. Lee's face was grim. We are unable to remove it. Not now. I will not let my niece die on this table. Back with Finn, the monitor beeped, and he mumbled under his breath, Come on, Liam, hold on. He worked feverishly, while Steffi stood behind the glass, hands clenched over her mouth. She eventually picked up her phone and dialed. At Forrester. Hope answered the phone. Steffi. Her voice fell when she heard the words. Liam has been what? She cried. Shot. She did not wait for another word. I'm coming. She hung up and turned to Carter. Liam has been shot. We need to go. Now. Carter didn't hesitate, grabbed his keys, and they dashed out together. Grace worked on Sheila at the hospital, stitching up her foot while inquiring about Liam and Luna. Is there any news? She questioned one of the nurses. Luna is still in surgery. Grace sighed. Liam's stats were decreasing. You were lucky, Sheila. However, both your granddaughter and the man she shot may not be. Liam's cardiac monitor went flat. He is crashing, a nurse exclaimed. Finn yelled orders. Push the AP. Grab the paddles. Steffi screamed through the glass. Oh God, Liam. Please. Please don't leave us. Kelly needs her father. We all do. Meanwhile, Bridget yelled from Luna's oar. We have a bleeder. A nurse gasped. We're losing her. Lee leaned over her niece. Luna. No. Please don't do this. As the physicians tried to save them, alarms went off in both operating rooms. Hope and Carter hurried into the hallway, Hope out of breath as she demanded to know where Liam was. Hope dashed to the observation glass, gasping as she saw his lifeless body on the table after the nurse pointed it out. "Liam!" she cried. Carter drew her back softly. "He is strong, Hope. He will make it." Inside, Finn slammed the paddles to Liam's chest. "Clear!" A jolt. Nothing. Again. "Clear!" Beep. A heartbeat. A faint but steady rhythm returned. Finn looked up. "He's back." Hope collapsed into Carter's arms, sobbing with relief. "He's alive. Thank God." In Luna's oar, Lee looked at the monitor. "She's stabilizing." Bridget exhaled. "Let's finish up. She's not out of the woods yet." Hours passed. Finn emerged from the oar, pulling off his gloves. "He made it," he said to Hope and Steffi, both of whom clung to each other in the hallway. "But he's in a coma. We don't know when, or if, he'll wake up." Hope gasped. "A coma?" Finn nodded grimly. "He fought, but his body needs time." Lee came down the hallway next. "Luna's alive. Barely. She lost a lot of blood. We did what we could." Sheila limped toward them, her eyes wide. "Can I see her?" Lee's face hardened. "You've done enough." The hospital was quiet now, sterile, heavy. Steffi sat by Liam's bed, brushing his hair back, whispering through tears. "You saved me. Now save yourself." Hope entered and stood in the doorway. "I'm here too, Liam. For Beth. For us." Carter stood beside her, a silent sentinel. In another room, Luna lay unconscious, tubes everywhere lay by her side. "You've made too many mistakes," she whispered. "But you're still my niece. Fight." Sheila, from the hallway, watched it all, heartbroken. "What have I done?" she whispered again. The camera panned back on the bold and the beautiful as two lives teetered on the edge. Families held their breath, and secrets hung heavy in the air. Hope's heart raced as she realized this was just the beginning. The battle wasn't over. Not for Liam, not for Luna, and certainly not for the fractured families left to pick up the pieces. And as viewers awaited the next twist, one thing was clear. Life in Los Angeles would never be the same again.